wrangles in counties are not unusual. So I want the public to understand that this is not just Makueni. The wrangles are everywhere. It's only that in Makueni we like exemplifying things, talk about my election and many others. But it's fair that everybody understands that by the leaders that in the assembly and the county government, that includes the governors and the governor and his executives, agreeing to this petition to come to the president in a manner that it has, and for a commission to be appointed, they have subjected themselves to what I call a public trial. All of them will be subjected to a public trial by the persons who voted for them. Two, this for me reinforces the supremacy of the Constitution and the supremacy of the sovereign of the public under Article 1. Three, the people of Makueni have been suffering to the extent that you see they have been, every day you wake up, somebody's pointing a finger at the other. You are responsible for this, you are responsible for the other. You have not done X, you have not done Y. So for me, it is a sigh of relief. For the first time, we want to know the exact truth. Who is sabotaging the government of Makueni? Who is responsible for the messes we are having? Why are the residents of Makueni asking, where are developments? Why are residents of Makueni being told, this is the person who is responsible? They will have an opportunity for all this material to be presented to this commission. Once the commission is appointed by the president and then approved by Senate. I'm going to suggest to His Excellency the President, I hope he's watching your show, that as IEBC is verifying these 50,000 signatures or voters, the commission should be appointed so that the process can begin at Senate for verification of the commission itself. Because we are going to Christmas, Senate is on recess. We cannot keep Makueni in limbo forever. I am even more troubled because recently there's a post that I read on Facebook by the governor suggesting that the country will not have money in January, suggesting that they will not be able to disburse salaries in January, suggesting that services will not be rendered in January. That is troubling, and it's troubling to me as a senator for many reasons. One, the county of Makueni last year received 4.3 billion shillings. This financial year, Senate approved about 5.6 billion. Next financial year, 9.6 billion. We can have this push and pull. Who did what? Who did this? Etc., etc. The people of Makueni deserve to be served. But I want to say this, and because we are in a transition, and it's important that the public understands that I have read the caption, including in the newspaper, suggesting that avenues of reconciliation have been exhausted. Part of the group that is going to be in the commission, because there are going to be 6 of them, are going to be 2 people who are experts in conflict management, unknown to many people. And maybe because of an assumption that we made as a public, and the persons who drafted the County Government Act, they forgot or assumed that the people we elect at county, and I mean the leadership, at the assembly level and county government, would sit and agree at all times. We also assumed as a country that the only people who would quarrel is national government and county government. And that's the reason you saw the summit, all governors and His Excellency the President and his deputy, because that is what is called an intergovernmental relations committee, although we also refer to it as summit, to the extent that when there is a dispute between the national government and county government, a structure is already established. At county level, we do not have a structure of dispute resolution mechanism where the Speaker of the Assembly, who is elected by members of County Assembly and is answerable to those members and not the public, quarrels with the county government, who carries the mandate of the public. How do you deal with that dispute? Therefore, one of the things that I think that should happen is that I would even suggest that this committee meets very quickly, because one of the proposals I would have for them is set up and propose a mechanism for dispute resolution mechanism at the county level. I want to give you an example of yet another situation in the Constitution that suggested that we also imagined that people would agree. You've read in the press that Senate and the National Assembly have been having quarrels about this bill and this whatever. The Constitution imagined also, or assumed, the drafters of our Constitution assumed that the Speaker of the National Assembly and the Speaker of the Senate would be either a gentleman and lady who would sit down in a room without quarreling.
Okay.